Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I'm just making sure you've got audio this time. Just stop the recorder real quick. I just want to. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Daily Mastermind. It is a open discussion Monday. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. I know I certainly did. It was a little bit cold this weekend, but it was a nice weekend. One of the first weekends since the holidays that my wife and I had an opportunity to spend a little time, just her and I goofing off. We actually went to the flea market and walked around for a couple of hours. We came home with some fruits and vegetables and some little kitchen tchotchke for opening up oranges easier. I told her I'm a Florida boy. I don't know how much easier I can make opening oranges for you. But we had a good time. I hope you guys had a great weekend too. It is Back to Business Monday. We've been covering a lot of stuff about branding. We've been covering a lot of stuff about utilizing video for your branding. And a lot of stuff in between as it relates to branding. So, open discussion day means any question is fair game, no matter what the question is. If it's something that we worked on 5 months ago, whatever the question is, we are wide open for questions. But the things that we've been working on are things that are specifically relating to your personal brand and how you grow your personal brand. I've noticed some things have changed recently. I was doing some research today. How many of you, do you guys ever go to Real Trends? How many of you utilize this website for actually finding the people that you're looking for in terms of real estate agents? And I'm just going to expand my little box here. How many of you guys use this site? The reason I'm asking is I noticed that there have been some changes recently. Some of the display is a little bit different. They're now displaying the 1,000, which is now pretty cool as well. But the way it's displaying is a little bit different. Your hot buttons are across the top where you've got individuals by sides, individuals by volume, teams by sides. And then you've also got your people, and you've got your filters. This is one of the cool things that I found was your filters. And then now with their link up with Trulia, a vast majority of the people that I'm seeing on, the America's Best are showing up with like a Trulia profile link, which I think that's kind of cool to be able to go right into their Trulia profile, because boom, what's the first thing you're seeing right there is their contact phone number. I mean, that just makes it nice and easy for targeting the right people, for making sure that you're going after the right targets. That's something that we've been talking about for 154 properties. What? Man, some of them are a little distressed. You got your $55,000. She does a lot of short sales, obviously, but that's pretty cool stuff that you can link directly to the people that you want to get to know, the people that you're targeting, and get right to their profile and right to their phone number, because that's really, we've talked about it till we're blue in the face. The way you're really going to market to these people is get your stuff in front of them. Yeah, you want to do your video and get your brand in front of them, but you got to be picking up that phone and calling them, and making it a point to ask for the business, so to speak, and that may be asking for the face-to-face. That may be the business that you're asking for. Again, everything that we do in our business lives is a sale, and we're either selling a face-to-face opportunity, we're selling a referral opportunity, we're selling them coming to our presentations, we're selling them letting us teach them about single property website. Whatever it is, it's a selling opportunity. And so ask for the business. You've got to do that in a personalized way. It can't be just you on a video saying, hey, and if you'd like to meet face-to-face, pick up the phone and call me, and then you're sitting there looking at your phone going, how come nobody's calling me? It doesn't work that way. So I see there's a lot of questions in the question box. Let me go ahead and pop that baby open. Peggy, good to see you. I've been thinking about doing Facebook ads for Agent Mastermind. How would I go about linking my squeeze page to something on my business page? The way that you go about linking something on your business page with your squeeze page is through what's called applications. And so let me come over to one of my business pages that I can play with. We'll go over to the Agent Training Center. And here you've got your timeline, you've got your about, your photos, your reviews, you've got your more section, which is where you've got your your different tabs that you have or your applications. Now, what that's going to show up with on your business page is it's going to show up in your applications section. Now, I believe, if I am not mistaken, I can move this around. Yeah, I can drag these. I thought I could drag these. Maybe I cannot. Manage sections. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. I could drag these and move them around a little bit. So if I wanted to move my reviews, drag to reorder, boy, it's not really giving me a whole bunch of options to drag to reorder. Post to page, let's put that. I can't move that any higher than it is. Oh, I've got my apps now. Okay, so there's your apps. It's all in one little section. So I can move that above post to page or below post to page or photos. So if I wanted to move that up to just below my about section, that's what I would do. Click save. And now my apps are just below my about section. But that's all the movement you get. The reality of the apps on your page at this point, it's not something that people are going to actively look for. Do you remember the old timeline that used to give you the app section right directly below your timeline header? That was wonderful because it was visible, it was easy to find, and people could actively seek out your, that's when promotions and things like that were very active. But what Facebook started noticing is that it became a problem. It became a problem in news feeds in that people were promoting that stuff very, very heavily, and it had overrun a lot of news feeds. And people were happy to spend the lot of money on it, but people were slowly migrating away from Facebook because of it, and Instagram started becoming more popular, and Facebook started going back in that direction with showing the photos and things like that. And it now makes the engagement portion of your page much more important, but it kind of makes our apps somewhat irrelevant, except for the fact that you can still do, and you absolutely should still do, advertisements that direct people directly to an application or a page on your business page that is your sign up or your squeeze page. And the only way that you do that is through apps. Now, the best one that I have found, you guys have heard me talk about this before, is the app called WooBox. That's WOOBOX, and the one you're looking for is WooBox Custom Tab. Now, what WooBox Custom Tab does is it brings you to a page, Install Page Tab. Now, when you come to this, it's going to ask you for what page you're trying to add it to, and you're going to notice that I don't have Paul's agent training page on here because I've already added this tab to my page. Now, if you've already added the tab to a page, I'll show you how to do that in a minute, but when you're doing this, you would simply select the page you want to add the tab to, and add page tab. And I see a question popped up while I was going through that. Okay, we'll talk about Boost Post in just a couple of minutes. So here you're going to, set up your neighborhood page. Okay, so it took me into setting up my page again instead of just to the tab. I'm going to skip all this stuff. This was just a page that I had created in a real quick fashion. So one of the things that you will see, though, is that I've got the tab that I just added. When I click on that tab, because I'm the administrator, I now have the administrator access to the tab. Now, in the past, it used to be very easy to do a URL address directly to a page, and it would display that. What Facebook has done is they've kind of changed the rules a little bit in that any of your squeeze pages must have a security certificate for them to be able to show here. So if you simply went to, let me see, I've got a squeeze page somewhere. Let me see if my squeeze page will work, because I do believe mine does have a security certificate. This is the tab I meant to go to. Sorry about that. Bear with me 1 second. So that's got my squeeze page right on it. So if I were to take this URL address and paste that in as the URL address that I want, and I don't want the double HTTP, which I think I just got. Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm going to do it that way. Fangate off, all that other stuff off, name, testing. And we're going to save changes. Grant permission to application. Given URL is not allowed by the application. One or more of the given URLs is not allowed by the app's settings. It must match the website URL or Canvas URL, or the domain must be a subdomain of one of the app's domains. Okay, so it's not letting me move forward. And I'm wondering if it's because I'm using a URL instead of building it out. And that's a lot of times the issue. Now, going back, it seems to be letting something going on here. Okay. Oh. So what it's done is it's actually stripped out my squeeze form. Notice that it's stripped out my squeeze form in here. So it's not allowing me to do it that way. Now, one of the things that you can do, and this is the way that I would probably go about doing it anymore, because it's just Facebook has made it a little more difficult. Now, people have gotten used to clicking on an ad here and there. Wow, it took me to a whole tabs settings section. Okay, so it took me to a whole tab settings section. Which is not really what I wanted. I don't want to really, okay. So it looks like WooBox has changed a little bit, so I am going to have to go to this tab setting page, this whole new admin page on tabs, switch to image. And the reason I switch to image, oh, it is going to let me upload an image. That's even better. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go to the page that I want to have my squeeze page there. And maybe I've got my little write-up. This isn't the right page, obviously, because I'd have to scroll down. But I'm just going to take an image of what I want them to be able to see. So when I click, I'm going to copy this and save it to my pictures. We're going to call this testing app WooBox. Save. So now in here I'm on image, so I'm going to select image. I'm going to go to my pictures. I'm going to go to my pictures. Testing app WooBox. I'm going to insert that. Link image to a URL. So I want to link that image to the URL. So I paste that in there. And then here's all my other settings that I can do. I got my Fangate off and all that stuff. So now if I save settings, now I think I need to probably refresh this page for me to see it the way I want to see it. And there it is. So there's my tab now, but it looks just like you could come in here and it looks like your first name, you click it, and what it's doing is it's now taking you to that actual squeeze page where you could select your name. So that's going to be the best way to do it, Peggy. So what Fangate is, and you're right, Bill, it did not have an HTTPS because my subdomain did not have the S. I know that my squeeze page, my actual form where I have that embedded, that form has the S, but I don't want to embed just that. So I find it better and easier with an image, and it clicks people to it. It takes them right to your form and your squeeze page. So Peggy, what Fangate actually is, if you turn Fangate off, it makes it so that if somebody clicks on that tab, they have to they have to click a button that says like the page first before it will display my information. And in theory, that's a cool way to get a whole bunch of people to like your page, right? But here's the thing. You want to give your information away. Don't make them jump through hoops to get to your squeeze page. You're already going to have them click to a squeeze page that's outside of Facebook. Don't make it difficult. Don't make them jump through hoops. I always recommend that you turn off those doggone fan gates. In theory, yes, they're great. If I'm doing a thing where you have to register to win a brand new Mercedes-Benz or the Corvette of the month, or if I'm Coca-Cola and I'm doing a giveaway for a vacation to Hawaii, yes, I'm going to turn the fan gate on because I know that people will jump through that hoop to be able to enter themselves for a chance to win a trip to Hawaii. I'm not giving away a trip to Hawaii. I'm not looking to get people to jump through hoops. I just want to make it easy for them. So I highly recommend turn those fan gates off. So again, the app that I use is the WooBox app. Obviously, they've changed a couple of things on the application itself, on navigation and how you use it with creating its own standalone page, but the pieces of the page are the same. I mean, it is still the same, right? Upgrade to enable the mobile access option. So, oof. Tabs anymore are not the best option. You know, the reality of, you know, I answered your question based on your question, which is how do you create a place that has your squeeze page and it's connected to your business page, and I showed you how to do an app. I'm going to tell you probably the best way to do it and get the most legs out of it and get the most life out of it is to do it each week as a post, where you do a post with a cool image and you share, or you do an advertisement where you do a page post engagement ad. So you're going to do a post. The easiest way to do it, you have it set up as a video, right, Peggy? You have your Agent Mastermind invitation set up as a video on your Mortgage Web Success page. Is that correct? Sometimes. Okay, so that's a big thing that you want to make sure that you're focusing on moving forward for 2015. That's a fantastic strategy that you are implementing in your business. And you guys know me. You know my relationship to the Agent Mastermind program. I believe that that is a fantastic program to offer to your agents. It is a great and easy way for you to provide something of value to them. What I'm going to recommend to all of you is get consistent with your invitation. Become as consistent, and it can be a video. I recommend a video, but it doesn't have to be. I showed you a way last week to be able to do videos in just 2 hours a week. So it really isn't a big deal to do your invitation, and that can be your weekly video, and that's all the video that you do is just that one thing. And that's okay. If not, be consistent with your invitation, how you're getting your invitation out, and where they go to register for the actual class. You don't want to give them a registration form in one place one week and another place another week, and then the week after that another place. You want to give them one consistent place that week after week they're seeing the same link, the same URL address, the same place where they can take advantage of the coolness that you're offering. Does that make sense? Be consistent with how you're getting your invitation out there. Be very consistent. I recommend the video part. I recommend that you be doing this on your Mortgage Web Success. Do the quick little video, get it over to Joe. He'll get it uploaded to your page, and that page is all you have to share each week, and then there's just one extra step. And so I'm just going to, let me see. I'm just going to pretend that this is your squeeze page and it's got your form on there. Please just kind of go with me on that. I just needed a page that had a video on it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come in. Now you can't, one thing I did learn is that to do a page post engagement, you can't do an image with a play button in it. Facebook will decline your ad if you have the play button in your image. Make note of that, Peggy. You cannot have your play button in your image. Okay? So just kind of let it play, and what I found is when you jing, you're going to have kind of a interesting image, but it's obvious that this image is from a video. Most people, that's part of what it looks like a video. It's obvious. And I'm going to support that with my post. So then you're going to save that picture. And on your page, you're going to say, do kind of like a shortened or a condensed version of your regular invitation. Check out this week's agent training. Agent training. This week we will cover all the steps for building a listing portfolio. Save your seat here. And I'll put in my www.myinvitation, which is really going to be the link back to where my invitation is. Now I'm going to take out the hot link because I don't want that hot link to be there. I want the URL address to be there. And then I'm going to upload my picture with it, right? Check out the short video for all the details. Save your seat here. Let's do that. Save your seat here. Perfect. So I've got that there, and then I just make a post of that. Once I've made that post, I can now, I'm not going to do the boost my post. Now, if Boost is available to you, which is the question that came up earlier, what Boost does is it allows you to target people who are, people on your page will definitely see it, and then people who are friends of the people on your page will see it. It's very limited in terms of the amount of demographics that Boost Your Post will do, but it does allow you to boost your post. Yeah, that's my squeeze page, Peggy. I just put the URL address of my squeeze page. We're just pretending this is my squeeze page. Remember, this is my Mortgage Web Success page that has my little video on it, and it's got my form right there on the side. Joe does it all for me. All I got to do is send him the video, right? That's what this page actually is in this example. So I'm going to post that on there and invite those agents to that. Now, you don't want to do the boost post. Again, that's not what you're looking for because that's just going to the fans of your page. What you're going to do is you're going to actually do an advertisement. Use Ads Manager under Build Audience. And then I'm going to create an ad. And the ad I'm going to create is a Boost Your Posts ad. So on a Boost Your Post ad, I can choose the page that I'm doing my Boost My Post on. I don't remember the page I was just on. Is it Bay Lakes Neighborhood something or other? Okay, so I can't do it like this because the page that I just did that post on, Peggy, is unpublished. But that's what I would basically do as a Boost Your Page post. So I'm going to take that out of there, and I'll show you what it would be like if like the one I just recently did. And so I'm going to choose, like this week's quick hit, I would choose to boost that post, right? That's exactly how what I just showed you is the exact ad that I am running currently. The only difference is you would have a squeeze page at the end of yours, and mine's just landing them on this video. That's exactly how I did this ad right here. 94 likes, 1 comment, 1 share. Okay? That's exactly how I did this one. I did a short little write-up about it. I took an image from my video. I put the link there for people to click to. Now, statistics-wise, if you're curious as to what this is doing, take you into the full report. So to date, this has gotten us 237 unique clicks on 53,295 impressions. That's 4,800 people 11 times each, including some of you, I'm sure. The number that I pay most attention to are the actions. The actions is the number that I'm paying the closest attention to, because the actions are the people that actually clicked the URL address from the post. What you will see is, based on this number, 340 people, 334 actions. That means a vast majority, almost 100%, well over 90% of the people that clicked on my ad clicked on the URL address in the ad. If you've never run an ad before, how do you find Ads Manager? So what you're going to do, instead of doing Ads Manager, go to your business page. Let's say, and I've never done an ad before on Bay Lake's community page, so there's never been an ad done on this page, but I have done ads before. But every business page that you have has this Build Audience section. Now, in Build Audience, it's telling me that I cannot do an ad until I publish the page. So let me find one that's published so that you see it the way you're going to see it. All right, I'll do it on Tampa Bay Redfish Tour. I've never done an ad on this one, and I'm not going to. I'll stop it before we get there, but this is one of the business pages that I do quite a bit on. So under Build Audience, if you drop that down, you can go down to Use Ads Manager. When you select Use Ads Manager, it's going to bring you into this, but yours is going to be blank. You just won't have anything showing here. And then the big green button, Create Ad, is going to be right there. You're going to do Boost Your Posts. So if I selected Tampa Bay Redfish Tour from here, let me see if I can find it. Let's say I wanted to boost the post about the pictures. Here's the photos. You know, I want to kind of get some activity going about the pictures. I could do a post here, and when I click Continue, here's the coolest part of the whole thing. Everything other than the demographics, now I just got to select my demographics. Who do I want to see this? Obviously, any custom audiences that you've got, but the main thing is you're going to go to More Demographics, you're going to go to Work, you're going to go to Job Titles, and you're going to type in Realtor. add another job role. Let's call it real estate broker slash agent, right? So look at where the job title's coming from. Real estate broker, real estate, I mean, look at all the different real estate tags that are added to this demographic that we're using. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to not do it all United States. I'm going to do it in Tampa, Florida, but I'm going to do a 50-mile radius around Tampa, and then I'm also going to do Sarasota, Florida, 50-mile radius around there. So what I'm doing is I'm whittling down, I'm narrowing in on the people that I want to focus on, my Ann Arbor, Michigan only people, you know. I want to narrow down and focus in on just my target group that are within my area. Once you've done that, the ad's already set because it's taking your post. It's taking your post as the ad, and then you just place your order. So I'm going to get out of that. Yes, I'm leaving the page and not finishing my ad, Facebook. I'm sorry. I love you. What sort of interest for home buyers engaged renting? For home buyers, there's a lot of really cool demographics. Let me get back into that real quick. So for home buyers, obviously, based on the address that I've got on that, it's giving me the 50-mile radius around the area already. But for home buyers, I would want to do something more like home ownership, and I would select renters. Maybe that would be one of the first ones I'd want to do. The next one would maybe be financial and go with their income ratios. You know, I know that it's going to be difficult if the household income is less than 50 grand a year, so you know, maybe that's my minimum standard that I want to start with, and maybe add all of the ones that are above that just to make sure I'm covering the, you know, the base of all those different people. Maybe I'm doing a specialized loan, and I want to focus on household composition, and maybe I want children in the home, I want grandparents or empty nesters. If I'm doing like some you know, reverse mortgage stuff, veterans in the home if I'm doing VA loans, women working, that's a good one. There's lots of different demographics that you can choose from, but don't over demographic. Don't put too much stuff in there, because some of the stuff will serve to eliminate as opposed to help, if that makes sense. So maybe I'm looking for just, you know, household composition is what I meant, and I want veterans in the home. So I've got veterans in the home that are renters that make between 50 and 125 grand a year. That's 1,480 people. So I'm kind of eliminating a whole lot of people right now. So, but I'm also targeting a very specific group of people on my home buyer list. Make sense? Yeah, that pop-up, what you're talking about, yes, I would like to leave here. What you're talking about on the pop-up is a boost your post. And so let me show you. Once you have over a certain number of fans on your page, Facebook will allow you to boost your posts right from the page. The dilemma with boosting your post is that you're limited on the number of demographics, right? So for $60, it'll expose me to, it'll get me, you know, almost 100,000 people reached, people who like your page and their friends, but that's just people who like my page and their friends. People you choose through targeting. Now, if I go this direction, I get a little bit more, you know, default audience. I don't get much in terms of who I choose through targeting. Edit audience, create a new audience, edit audience. Yeah, it's, you know, I don't get add 4 to 10 interests. That's a new audience. I don't get much in terms of the way of demographics here. When I have done a boost your post, I've done it with people who like your page and their friends. That seems to have been the best impact that I've gotten so far with the old boost your post gizmo. Yeah, you can change that, Peggy. I could change that. That's not a standalone. That's just their initial. You know, because they know each time you go to this, Peggy, the first offer, they're going to change it every time. And the reason they do that, they know I've spent money on advertising on this page before, so that's their initial offer to give me some impact based on my previous spending. If I come into this, now my minimum is $20 now. Or choose my own, I could put in $5. That's going to show me to less than 20,000 people, but I can do it. See that? So I can do minimums or, you know, maximums. It shows me, you know, super big amounts of money or choose your own. It varies. After you spend a couple of dollars, though, Peggy, you'll notice that the prompting you with $5 is going to go away. They're going to now start prompting you with $20 or $50. No, in Ads Manager you do the same thing. It works the same way. The only difference is you're establishing a daily budget. So you're establishing a daily budget when you go through Ads Manager. So let me get there real quick. So when you're in the Ads Manager, you would just establish your per day, and it starts out at $5 per day. I typically run mine at $20 to $30 per day. $5 a day is going to get you some tremendous exposure, though. I think it's a good idea to do and can actually be really lucrative. Here's the thing about it. Dipping your toe into the Facebook ads water, be consistent. Give yourself a good amount of time to be consistent with it, and that comes directly from, I want you to remember, and I know you know, you've probably heard him speak as many times as I have, Peggy. I'm talking about Pat Fitzgerald. He has made an absolute killing off of consistently doing one specific ad over and over and over again, and it's even in a crappy little newspaper that it shouldn't be for all sakes and purposes, it should not be working. But the reason that Pat Fitzgerald is able to be successful with those little rag ads is because he's freaking consistent like a maniac with them. There is not a single one of those that's been produced in the last 4 years that does not have a Pat Fitzgerald ad in it. And that's where he's got the impact from, through the consistency. I'm going to tell you that straight up. The same thing is true about the Facebook ads. It may take a minute and a few of those $5, you know, and maybe a little bit of money before you start to get the real impact that you're looking for. You've got to be consistent. Be consistent with your message and be consistent with getting it in front of them week after week with a new message each time. Boom, boom, boom. And then what will happen is you will start to produce some results. I can tell you that from experience. Okay? Very important to remember that. I'd like to post, I posted a great Zillow review that I'd like to show to other potential home buyers. What type of ad do I buy? Again, same thing, a page post ad. A page post ad, and then set your demographics to the right people. So Bill's great question here. Saw the visits and clicks on your ad for a cost of $295. Did any of the clicks result in sign-ups? And the short answer to that is yes, Bill. And I do it based on the week to week, because each week is a different, or I quantify it based on every week is a different week. Every week I've got a new quick hit. Every week is a new group of people who are watching it. Every week is a new group of people who are clicking on and going to and seeing that ad. And you know, there really isn't, if you look at my page, I really don't have anything in the way. I don't have a squeeze page on here. I'm not reaching out. Now what I do have is a home button. I left that there purposefully for people to be able to go to the home page where I've got multiple squeeze pages. What it has led to is a whole lot of people that come to check out what the Daily Mastermind is, because I always say in my quick hit that it came directly from the Daily Mastermind. I've had a whole lot of people reach out to get more information or to request a call from implementation coach Paul Baxter. Whole lot of that. This week specifically, 2 new signups of people that I've never heard from, never spoken to until they signed up. So 2 brand new ones and that's from last Monday. I'm talking about this week, I'm meaning last week's ad. So 2, yes, and a whole lot of opportunities for me to, it's added a lot of prospects into my pipeline. So the reality is when I first started doing these in December, no, I wasn't getting those things. But now, since I've been being consistent with it, I'm starting to get those 2 new sign-ups out of the blue of people I've never spoken to before. So, I understand it does cost us money on those ads, but what we're getting in return for it is paying for itself. Have I been spelling it wrong the whole time? Do I have it spelled wrong here? No. Okay. No apostrophe there. Well, let's fix that right now. Or maybe not. maybe not. Do you know how to make a lender profile on Trulia? James, what is the lowest amount of sales in website Real Trends listings? Their minimum standards is 50 sides for the calendar year, and the minimum standard in volume is 30 million. So it's 30 million and 50 sides is the minimum standards to even make the list. To even make the list. You know what? I haven't been to Trulia in so long. So I'm looking in the for professionals basic plan, one featured listing. I don't want to have any featured listings. I don't want Trulia Pro. I want regular old Trulia. I want regular old Trulia. That's all I want, just regular old Trulia. Bet you that's it right there. Bear with me. So I scrolled all the way to the bottom of the page here. Explore Trulia for professionals, corporate agents, brokers, MLS partners is what I'm thinking. I don't know. You may have to call this number. It doesn't look like. I don't know. I don't see it either. Or anything that would remotely make me think that that's what you would be looking for. You know, James, I don't think there is any website that would list the 20 to 25s, which is why still the best way to find agents is get access to the MLS. That's still going to be the best way. Awesome. Glad about that. She's Peggy said she got some good engagement from the article about Trulia, or excuse me, Zillow, and how ListHub is kind of playing hardball with them in terms of giving them access to their updated listings and the outdated information. You want to be on top of that stuff, guys, and yeah, I'd contact them. You know, I just don't see anything on here, Peggy, that says to sign up. Like for agents, I mean, get your listings on agent here. Maybe this is. Yeah. Don't want to feature my listings. I would call them and find out how you can become one of the lenders to who is featured lender. How do I be a featured lender? And it's just giving me rates. And a view the website. Yeah, please do let me know. I would love to know how to do that, how that whole thing works. All right, boys and girls, I believe that that is all the time we have for today's program. Nope, that's not how you spell quick. All right, no more questions then. Guys, girls, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Steve Gilbert, you got to be on top of the world with that comeback yesterday. I don't know how the Seahawks were able to pull off. I don't even know what happened yesterday. I literally don't know what happened yesterday. I actually decided to go fishing for about an hour and came back with the game in overtime. And not only was the game in overtime, the doggone Seahawks were driving the ball and getting ready to score, and I happened to be standing, I walked in the door and happened to be standing in front of the TV with my mouth gaping open going, are you kidding me? When the big play to Curse down towards the in the end, basically the game winner. It was insanity. Insanity. I can't believe that occurred, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't think the Seahawks are lucky, boy, that was some good stuff. Absolutely, Peggy. You know I had to. Once you said it, I had to fix it. All right, guys, girls, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you right back here, same time, same channel on Wednesday. Everybody have a good day. We'll see y'all on the flip side. Yep, be good, brother. You keep that smile on your face for at least another month or so. See ya.